And how it ended was a big shift from the way that it started, right? We had the contrite Boogie in his polo, and by the end he's taking his shirt off and pulling out a knife.
Let me see what you have. No!
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. I thought I could get away for a little while with the Boogie2988 thing. He's like, I'm leaving the internet. I'm like, great. Time to get back to some other content. Those special things that I make just for me. But no indeed. The slothful pig man has once again reared his ugly head. And he was indeed fired, quote unquote fired, from the Lolcow Live podcast. That was a large portion of his income, as I understand, $2,100, something like that. But you mark my words when I say that he will definitely be returning. I think the thing that pissed Keem off the most in this situation was just the fact that Boogie lied to Coffeezilla about not getting a paycheck, which we talked about in our previous Boogie video. There's only been 4 or 5 others, but man, are they action-packed. So I'm gonna cut in some clips of the Lolcow Live video where Boogie gets fired because he gets absolutely dogpiled near the end.
Starts telling Coffeezilla that he can't refund the $10,000 that he got for the crypto scam because he's making no money on Lolcow Live. A direct fucking lie. A direct lie. That really pissed me off.
See, he's madder about that than he is about the cancer thing. I just wanted to actually show you. This thing reaches its climax in ways that you probably didn't see coming. Unless you're watching other people's videos, which I wouldn't blame you for. But yes, indeed, let's kick this thing off right. We'll start it rolling. Keem goes on at length about how difficult it is to work with Boogie, which, duh, when he makes wings seem like a good, reliable dude in comparison, my god. What levels have we sunk to? One thing that I did find fairly interesting about Keemstar's opening monologue, though, was this.
And I hit Boogie with a surprise. I hit him with Destiny, who had a theory that Boogie was faking cancer. Now, when I did that, just for context, so everyone understands, when I did that, I thought Boogie would just show the paperwork and that would be the end of it. I had no idea that Boogie was actually faking cancer. But as you saw in that original stream, wouldn't provide the goddamn evidence. Wouldn't provide any evidence at all. I'm holding my medical records to myself. This is the one thing I'm keeping to myself. Motherfucker, guilty.
Honestly, I think that you probably suspected that he was guilty from the start. I mean, anybody would, basically. If Boogie's mouth is moving, that means he's lying. I would think that we've learned this by now. Keem knew that Destiny would melt Boogie down and then we'd have this, like, you know, firing Boogie arc to the podcast. And now people are actually tuning in. We're all on the edge of our seats. Can't wait to see what happens next. And this is the only place to get it because Boogie ain't uploading on his channel anymore. Although I will be very interested to see what the return video is. Ah, what a feast! But we get ahead of ourselves.
We found out in the last stream, if you haven't seen it, finally got it out of Boogie, which I promised I fucking would, that he does not have cancer in his portal on his fucking chart. And before getting any fucking confirmation, because the guy loves to be a victim, runs to the fucking internet, makes a video, and tells people he has cancer, and now he's stuck. Because 2 years later, we still don't have a fucking confirmation, and now I knew that's what happened. I know him. And that is what happened.
So you know him well enough to predict his bumbling mistakes, but don't know him well enough to know that he's lying basically all the time, always? Okay. Like, I don't know, to a lot of people, Keem seems big dumb, but he looks like he's playing 4D chess to me. You think he's just stumbling into this drama? The guy that ran Drama Alert? Please.
If I was on any fucking podcast and somebody faked cancer, I have to cut ties with them. I am not going to fucking be doing business with you. I'm sorry. Bye.
You want to get that put on a t-shirt? Because I'm so sure I will put big money down and say that Boogie will find his way back. We even put it in a time frame. You give it a month, you give it 2 weeks. Who wants in on the pool? And let's all remember this moral grandstanding when that happens.
This is not a black and white situation.
It is.
There's multiple different fucking factors.
Not really.
Boogie is mentally ill. He is. And I know right away when I say this, people are going to say, but he uses his mental illness to manipulate people. You're right. He does. He does. But he's still mentally ill. He actually is mentally ill.
Is that what makes it not black and white? Simply the fact that he's mentally ill? There's a lot of mentally ill people walking around that manage to not make it anyone else's problem. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be actively working on himself with therapy, mental and physical. And maybe some nice, good old-fashioned antipsychotics, you know? Maybe we consider slipping a lobotomy in there somewhere along the line. That ought to settle him down some. Okay, so enough from Keem. I really couldn't care less. Let's get the whale monster himself out here so we could hear some things in his own words. I'm sure he's going to be deeply apologetic. We are now returning to the top of the Boogie cycle, also known as the narcissistic cycle of maltreatment. Right now, Boogie's trying to re-engage. He wants to be old pals with the people he used to be pals with and make amends. And although he gets shut down on this day, like I said, it's not going to last forever. Eventually he'll come back, and then we'll start the love bombing. Love bombing Boogie might be, you know, actually okay to be around, or it might be relentlessly creepy. I'm still unsure. I do lean towards creepy, though. And then once the love bombing phase is through, of course, we get into devaluation, which includes the criticism, the gaslighting, the good old Boogie tactics. This is somewhat near the bottom of the circle, which I guess makes good sense to me. Boogie spends a lot of time here, thanks to his natural God-given mass. After the devaluation, we get to discarding, where he's leaving YouTube forever. He doesn't want to interact with anybody anymore. But it's only a matter of time before re-engagement begins again, you see. And there have been many of these cycles throughout Boogie's life. None of them as well chronicled as this one, which is, I think, one of the things that makes it most fascinating to me. Anyway, yeah, thank you for the interlude. Now let's get that whale monster out here. Yay!
Boogie!
Hi, Keem, how are you?
It's Judgment Day.
Yeah, I've done a lot of soul searching since the last episode. We've been making some changes here on the house, and I've been trying to think of different ways that I could show everybody how fucking sorry I am. Because this is not okay. Like I said last time, my dad died of lung cancer. My best friend, my childhood girlfriend, she died of breast cancer that turned into brain cancer.
Boo! Shut the fuck up! You don't get to pull that card! Hey guys, sorry I lied to cancer. I know what it's like. I had a bunch of people die of cancer. Fuck you! Get off the stage! This is just the worst. Now obviously he's, you know, acting very docile and compliant here. That's just a tactic for re-engagement, don't you see? He put a shirt on. It's a polo. It's got a collar on it. He slicked his hair back. This is a changed Boogie. No, it's not. You're gonna say sorry 1,000 different ways, and I am not going to care about any of them.
It's not something to jump the gun with, which is what I did, and it was a very stupid thing for me to do.
Well, let's slow down. Why does your set look completely different? What's that about?
Well, I mailed you a little something, and the room just didn't look right. And to be honest with you, all this Boogie2988 shit, I just couldn't look at it. So I took everything down. Once we took the first thing down, the rest of it went, and we put it in storage because I just want to see it, man.
Chat, can you hear him? Your mic's a little low for me. I don't know. Chat, is he good?
Sorry, I'm not talking like my normal entertainment self, so I'm probably a little quieter than usual. Apologize.
I'm glad you put all that crap into storage. How old are you now? It's time to put plastic shit away. I don't know, man. Maybe he did do some soul searching. He's like, my God, I'm gonna rip all these things down, put up a new backdrop, and become a financial analyst on YouTube. I hear they got pretty good RPMs in that niche. And then next time I make a scammy meme coin, I'll get to be the pumper and not the dumper. Yeah, big dreams there, huh? I am glad to see they finally cleaned up a little bit. Those half-drank Mountain Dews were making me sick. I like looking at nothing a lot better. So Keem, being the a-hole puppet master that he is, directs Boogie that he should remake that video from 2 years ago. Let's take a look at that. And action.
I'll make it as short and sweet as I can. I have several doctors. We took my blood test. We found elevated red blood cell counts, and then we looked for other markers. We found those markers. They determined that it was certainly polycythemia, potentially polycythemia vera, and they were going to treat me as if it was polycythemia vera. And that's what we've done for the last 2 years, with the plan to always eventually get this bone marrow test. But again, I never wanted to get it done because it's stupid. It's painful. My friend Marie, I was talking to her about it last night. She said she had it done. She literally asked me not to ever get it done. She's fighting cancer herself. And she says it's not worth it.
This is not a riff of manipulation. You're being real.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because the added thing, because
Marie's probably in the chat right now, you know.
When you manipulate or you lie, I notice it's like, yeah, my friend told me this, and it's the added stuff. Okay.
I'll send you a screenshot of that right now if you'd like to see it.
Cut. First, you got it all wrong with the 2 years ago thing. You're saying 2 years ago when it's supposed to be 2 years ago? That's 4 years ago, Boogie. The audience isn't gonna know what the hell's going on. Also, the fact that he's just that scared to get a bone marrow biopsy, I'd just rather not know if I have cancer. I heard that it really hurts. My friend said that it really hurts, so I'm just not going to do that. I mean, amongst the endless other health problems that he has, I guess, yeah, it's sort of whatever. Throw another scoop on the manure pile, you know what I mean? But I would like to know, especially before informing my entire audience that this is a thing and I need your help. Give me some money now. Like, it's important to be sure. People that gave you money under false pretenses might feel a little raw about it. I don't think he even conceives of that at all.
I was at the time at the understanding that it was most likely the case. And as time went on, I became aware that it might not be. And now we are at a point where he's concerned about what's causing the markers. So we have a colonoscopy planned. And we probably, if we don't find anything there, we're going to move on to the bone marrow thing unless there's something else that he wants to do. And we're just going to keep trying to bullseye whatever is going wrong.
Yeah, just bullseye it. No problem. I'm going to go get the bone marrow test that I promised my friend I'd never get. Oh, okay. Well, we swapped that around real quick, didn't we? Also, as a brief aside, the doctor that gets paid to do Boogie's colonoscopy, he doesn't get paid anywhere near enough, okay? That cannot be enjoyable for anybody. Get into that battleship of an ass. Dodge through the dingleberry forest. Then you'll see the polyp. I'm glad to bring some levity to this over-serious bullshit. They explain all about polycythemia vera, which I've already done in a previous video, so we're not going to do all that again. Polycythemia secondary can be caused by, being fat, not being able to breathe, and polycythemia secondary is a symptom, not a diagnosis. I do like how this entire thing has turned basically everybody into medical geniuses overnight. When we want to do something, we really get that research done, Yeah, I don't want to hear it all again. Let's cut in a bit past that part.
Do you understand the gravity of how bad this is?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm willing to bend over backwards. I don't, fuck the show. You kick me off of it, you have to. Obviously, I'm willing to bend over backwards to show everybody how fucked up this was. In fact, right now, and I have it queued up, ready to go, regardless of whether or not you kick me off of this show, I'm donating $1,000 basically to St. Jude's. I'm pulling that trigger right now.
Yeah, I got it queued up, guys, ready to go. I haven't sent it yet. Don't hold me. I might send it in a couple of days. $1,000 for St. Jude's? Wow. You bought one child like a quarter of a chemotherapy session. That's a paltry gesture, given what you've done. $10,000 right down the shitter. Or I guess he only got paid half of the fatty coin thing. But yeah, $5K just gone like that. Swear to God, this dude don't have half the money troubles that he think he does. Who's got $1,000 right now that they could donate to St. Jude's? I certainly don't, unless it's gonna get me a tax break. But yeah, don't bother announcing it like it's this big, huge thing to give 20% of the money that you made from a crypto scam to a bunch of cancer children. Do I want those kids to get the money? Hell yes. But I don't like how you went about getting your hands on that money. It's dirty money. It's probably gonna make that kid's cancer worse. What have you done, Boogie? Oh no. I guess this is the part where he expects everybody to clap for him. I don't give a shit, your $1,000 means less than nothing. In the face of all that you've done, you're like, best I could do is $1,000. You shouldn't die, dude.
Here's another thing I made Boogie do, is I made him mail me the play button. All right, so his 1 million sub play button is being sent to my house.
Oh.
And I don't know exactly the plan, but the initial thought in my head is that we'd auction it off. Whatever money we get for it goes to some type of cancer research. Because, like,
I would like to ask that it's St. Jude's. And the reason I'd like to ask that it's St. Jude's is because they do two things that are very important.
Yeah, they treat kids for free. That's great. What about that play button? I really want to get my hands on it. I could come up with a few thousand for that play button. Yeah, but there's lots of bigger fish than me. And really, the only thing I do is break it on video. Maybe I'm gonna treat it like it's a pirate flag and put it at a specified coordinate and be like, you have to hike to the top of this mountain to get it back. And then by the time he gets to the top, he realizes that he could be a bigger and better him. Maybe the real play buttons was inside us all along. He steals it from me, I gotta go steal it back from him. And we both become more well-refined people in doing so. Too much effort for Boogie. I really want that play button, though. I'm gonna skip past the merits of St. Jude because you know already.
How do you justify the 1K?
Because that's what I have left. I don't know what else I should give. I can't give away money.
But you told Coffee that you had no money left. And now there's $1,000?
Well, I got paid by you. And no, I showed him receipts for $3,000. There was $2,000 left. But now I spent more of that.
Okay.
Oh, Boogie doesn't know what else he could give. $1,000, that's all I got. Nah, you got a house, you got all types of nice stuff, don't you? I think you should give back everything that you accepted under false pretenses. Every last penny. I don't care what you gotta sell. If somebody comes to you and say, hey, I sent a $100 super chat, you better come up with the $70 to pay them back. Because minus YouTube's fee, you see. And you might not have much liquidity, but you got assets laying around. That's all I'm saying. I want you to feel some real heartache over the thing that you done. The problem is, I really don't think that he will. He'll masterfully manipulate absolutely everybody around him until he's back in their good graces. And then he'll do some dumb bullshit and the Boogie cycle starts all over again. God, it's just all so grim and predictable, isn't it? Anyway.
I'm trying to figure out what other ways to bend over backwards. If there's things I can sell, I'd like to maybe consider. I considered live streaming, for the next month, every live stream I do, and try to do 3 a week and just raise money for St. Jude's. But I don't think people would trust me enough to give.
They absolutely wouldn't trust you enough to give. And that's if you even showed up. I'd like to try and do 3 a week. Like, isn't this your full-time job? You upload a hastily edited vlog once a week and you're like, phew, I really put it in at the office this week. You do a little podcast and you're like, okay, send me my $2,000. You got it easier than basically anyone else on the fucking planet, and you can't find it within yourself to roll out of bed in the morning and put on a little live stream for the people. I do it every single week, Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and all that amongst uploading a video every single day. Except the day that I stream, I guess. He's just pathetic, man. How can you be this lackadaisical about your own existence? Yeah, I'd like to wish some things and just hope they fall into my lap. No, bitch. Put your back into it. Throw some weight behind it. Live like you want it. He doesn't want it.
And I don't blame them.
No,
So-
you shouldn't be asking the public for money for anything, even for charity. That's why I told you to mail me the play button.
Exactly.
Do you understand how conflicted I am? Did you were obviously watching the stream. I told you to watch the stream. I'm pretty fucking conflicted. Because and that's why I was able to figure it out right away. Because I know you. I know you. You get into the fucking mental illness panic mode and you do and say anything you possibly fucking can. Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. I'm on the phone with Boogie and we're talking about future test. And at one point, Boogie says, and I swear to God this happened, he goes, I can't believe I'm praying I might have cancer.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a fucking victim so bad? Like, that is so fucking insane. That came out of your mouth.
Because when we get these tests done, I deserve to have it up my ass. I deserve to have it in my fucking brain. I deserve to have fucking cancer the way my dad did, the way Danny did, the way my friend Marie, like everybody that's ever died of cancer, lost a loved one of cancer. I fucking deserve cancer.
Just more of this self-flagellation. Oh, woe is me. I totally deserve it, you guys. I guess I'm just a big piece of shit. It's the same thing. Or at least the same playbook. Minutely, slightly different, I guess. And also, again, he has the nerve to invoke the cancer havers. Anybody who ever knew anybody with cancer. That's why I deserve it. And then inevitably some soft-hearted people will be like, no, don't go that far, you know? But that's because he snatched you into his trap. Personally, I don't want him to get cancer because then the fun would be over too quickly. You see, there might actually be something sympathetic about him. No, keep him in the state he is now, with all of the damage that he carries, like purely self-inflicted. Like, this calls into question basically everything he's ever said. Things from his past. Do you think he was actually maltreated by his parents? Feeding him endless amounts of cakes and cookies and soda? Yeah, that's what I'd do to my kid if I really hated him. Tell me a story about getting branded with a red-hot coat hanger, and then maybe we'll have something to bond over. God, it's dark.
I've never asked for money. People offered, and I said no.
No, you definitely financially benefited from cancer throughout your career. You don't say that you didn't because you used it to get out of the Coffeezilla thing. Even you saying that in a YouTube video means that someone felt bad and bought a T-shirt. Like you can't say that you didn't financially benefit from saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you full credit. I'm just saying that I had the wherewithal to know that I was never going to ask directly and not put a charity bullshit fundraiser, pay for Boogie's cancer bullshit. I never wanted that. But you're right.
The shittiest thing about all this is you might actually have fucking cancer.
He does not, in fact, have a very, very rare blood cancer, okay? What's making that happen is all of the other shit. The way that he lives his life. The cancer's self-inflicted. The cancer is his existence. And I think the longer that he's made to suffer and wallow in it, the more that karmic justice is done. He wants to take the moral high ground and say, oh, I didn't set up a GoFundMe. Yeah, a lot of fucking people don't. By all accounts, you shouldn't need to GoFundMe at all. Like I said in another previous video, I don't know what happened with your finances, okay? My channel is 100th the size of yours. I've been doing it for a quarter as long. I've been able to buy a house, make some investments, like, do for me. Boogie blew it all on blackjack and hookers, and he's like, I need more. I totally got cancer, just give me more. He's a monster, bro. Even if all you did was feel bad and buy a t-shirt, you got something in exchange, you were still giving him money based on the premise that he had cancer. Speaking of t-shirts, I don't have cancer, but I'd like you to buy a t-shirt. Oh my goodness. No shirt, no brains, no service, hotly embroidered, fresh and ready for you at my fourth wall shop, which is pinned in the comments and also in a link in the description. Maybe shirts aren't the thing for you. Why not check out our Be Not Afraid Chris Trucker hat? We've got Lawfully Stupid, Did You Bang a Leg Beard Bro, Fedorable, and of course our good friend, the Hot Dog Man. Business in front, hot dog in back. So go ahead, buy a t-shirt, guaranteed cancer-free probably. Claims not approved by the FDA. What were we talking about? Yeah, go ahead, Boogie. Thanks for letting me get that plug out the way.
On the stream before this, I did a poll, right? And I'm trying to remember the context of the poll, but it was like, should I fire Boogie if he doesn't come clean? Like, that was basically what the poll was last time. And you all said I should fire him if he doesn't come clean, and we got him to come clean, so he wasn't fired. Now, since that stream, I've seen in this chat tonight, I've seen it on fucking Reddit, I've seen it on Twitter, where people said, why are you having a hard time to decide? We already did a poll, and you already agreed to fire him. No. So stop manipulating. And also, with this poll that we're about to do, this is not the deciding factor. This is just going to help me make my decision.
That's right, audience. You're totally participating in this drama. I've said previously, I don't trust Keemstar as far as I could throw him. And I mean, he's a dwarf. You could probably throw him pretty far. So I trust him as much as like a quarter of what I could throw him. That's probably not very much at all, maybe. Unless he's filled with helium.
So I want to know where the audience is at. Do we kick Boogie the fuck out of here? Is he kicked off the show? Or is he staying on? I'm doing the poll right now. The poll has started.
Once I talked to Coffee and I realized like everybody's opinion of it going into it, I just thought it was a funny video.
I thought it didn't. You didn't hurt my feelings with it, but it was a stupid fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
So this is the final vote with 10,000 votes. 62% of the audience wants you gone, and 37% of the audience says that you should be able to keep your job.
Was that 60-40 split just about? Come on, 40%. You really still feel bad for him? Why? Also, if I may for a moment, I still think it's hilarious that he's trying to defend the fatty coin thing. Oh, I just saw it's a fun video, guys. I know the cancer thing was bad, but this makes the crypto rug pull thing look better by comparison, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess it does. You continue to astound me in new and unexpected ways.
Even right now, talking to you, I still believe that's the case because that's what my doctors are telling me. We have to treat this like it is the cancer because it most likely is. And I believe them. I mean, can I make one request?
Go ahead. Make a whole final statement, whatever you want to do. Because I'm so fucking conflicted still. Go ahead.
If I get fired from this show, I fully understand. And I understand the position that I put Keem in. And more importantly, I understand the people that I've hurt because I've heard from so many of you. I'm not replying on Twitter right now, but I've been reading it, and I know how hard Mutahar is and how upset so many people are. And my friends are upset. You know, they're like, I know that it...
He wants to make excuses. The non-existent friends are making his excuses by proxy, but then he decided to go a different route. That wouldn't be the best thing for optics at the moment. You see, the manipulation, it truly never ends. Even at his most contrite, the pride is still just bubbling below the surface. He can't say, I'm sorry, I fucked it up. He's like, here are all the reasons. My doctor told me. I still think that I do. Just accept responsibility for once in your life, okay? Pack it in, son. That's game.
This show has been very good for me. I've grown a lot as a person. I think you've seen that. I think the audience has seen that.
Yeah, you're way less manipulative. Even though you're still manipulative, you're way less than you were. Like, I mean, before this show, Boogie's on fucking YouTube. Hey guys, hey friends, I love you all, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's not even you. That is not you.
I mean, that's what you're seeing right now is pure unfiltered me. There's no acting. There's no entertainment. I'm just trying to be Steve. And
well, I mean, that sounded like acting, if I'm being honest.
And it's not the first time that we've heard that from Boogie either. I remember he was at least a year or two ago talking about how he wants to be like the real him. And the truth is that there is no fucking real you. There's no real me. This is the character that I present to the world. I present a different character to my wife, to my children, to my friends. But nobody can ever really know the real you. You don't even know the real you. Have you ever heard of a Johari window? It's a visual framework that helps people understand themselves and their relationships with others. You usually do it in therapy or something to help build self-awareness or trust, but essentially there's 4 sections to it. The first quadrant is the open area, which is things that are known to yourself and others. Then you've got your blind spot, which are things that you don't know, but other people know. Such as the fact that Boogie's a manipulative narcissist. I mean, I'm sure he's heard it before, but he does choose to keep it in his blind area. The third quadrant is the hidden area. You see, blind is things that you don't perceive, and hidden is things that others don't perceive, right? Personal information, fears, secrets. That's where all the real dirt is. This is the part that Boogie would never reveal to anyone. And then the fourth and final is the unknown area, which includes, like, you know, subconscious feelings, latent talents, repressed experiences that Boogie may or may not have had while his mommy was feeding him cookies with a shovel. I think if Boogie would go and sit in a room full of strangers and do this experiment at least once, that it could, like, flip his entire worldview upside down. I mean, the shrooms that he took were supposed to do that, but obviously he didn't take enough to cause ego death, which is the reason that he stands before you today, a completely unchanged man. That's good trace amounts of science for the episode. I hope you learned something. Let's continue with the groveling.
You're fired. You have to be fired. You are fired. You are fired. You have to be kicked off this fucking show. This is crazy. This is so fucking bad. And I have sympathy for you. I actually do. And I know a lot of people don't. They want you dead. But I do, because I understand how complex this is.
It's not complex. Either you're being played for a fool or we're all being played for fools, okay? He's a mentally unhealthy individual, yes. But how does the fact that he never sought help or put in the work to remedy things suddenly fall on everyone else's shoulders? I got sympathy for him. He's a crazy person. You can't hold him accountable for the things that he does. Guess what? Crazy people go to jail all the fucking time. That's what I'd really like to see. That's about the point where he'd get out and I'd be like, all right, he did his time. But it's just never going to happen. I don't think there are any laws on the books regarding grifting. I mean, probably there is, but you'd really have to twist it to make it fit. I hate to make new laws, but maybe we could get rid of some old ones at the same time. It seems really strange that it's illegal to keep an ice cream cone in your back pocket, but you can run a crypto scam just fine. Walk away scot-free. $1,000 to St. Jude. I wash my hands of it. And of course, Keem's gonna make it into a big show because, duh, that's what gets the views. But I say again, Boogie will return. Like I said, even in this podcast, they're talking about a path to redemption.
It's not like you fucking ran and did like a fucking I got cancer scam and ran a GoFundMe when you never had it. Like, it's not like you did something like that. We're not talking about fucking evil, all right?
Right.
We're talking about a hard. So I feel like, even though you're fired and you're going to be gone for a while, you should have some type of pathway back.
See, already laying the foundations. You're going to be gone for a while. You can glean essentially everything that people are thinking from the words that they choose. And yes, called it right here. Third time called it. At least in this video. Probably 20th time between all the videos. But yeah, Boogie will be back. So what does that path to redemption involve, Keem? Real mental and physical changes? Or surface level illusory stuff? I guess we'll judge it case by case.
You should have to go through fucking hell, to be honest.
Go to jail.
Yeah. The play button, we'll sell that. We'll give it to charity. Reading these super chats is one. Here's another thing. This should be one of the punishments if you ever want to come back on this fucking show again. Not a fucking single drop of fucking Mountain Dew or Diet Mountain Dew should ever touch your fucking lips again.
Oh no, not my Mountain Dew! Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Come on, that's the whole brand, Keem! The play button thing? Again, I really want that play button. That probably is a devastating blow. It was my estimation that he would never give it up because, like, it's such a huge part of his identity. The YouTube channel is seemingly the only good thing that he's ever done in his life. And then, of course, he used it for evil means. I don't give a shit about the Mountain Dew. I know the play button hurts a lot worse. Reading the super chats? Who cares? How about get him into therapy? But I guess that might rehabilitate this Lolcow a little bit too much, you know? We want to keep him right on the cusp. Make it seem like he's totally doing his best to try and get back in here when really, yeah, of course he's coming back. We just have to make some illusory concessions. And of course, Boogie's gonna say he's not drinking Mountain Dew after Keemstar just told him he couldn't drink any more Mountain Dew. Does anybody believe that? Pour that shit into a clear glass. Let me see. He's gonna be like, oh no, I can't. I gotta do it off camera. I know what you are. I see to the core of you, and it's ugly. So yeah, okay, let me hear you deny Mountain Dew 3 times before the cock crows or something like that.
It should never touch your lips again.
That's already a choice I already made. You're
Yeah,
saying it
right.
now.
Yeah, right. Okay, see, this is what I don't...
Look at what I'm drinking tonight. I brought in 2 waters so that I would... Look, I'm doing it. That's something I've already done.
Out. Dump them out.
I don't believe it. I feel like if anyone on the internet ever catches you with a fucking another Mountain Dew, like, you're not getting back. You're not getting back. Because that is so, like, that alone is so fucking dumb. That you may have fucking cancer and you're drinking that instead of water, and you're trying to lose weight with the health scares of. So those are just a few things I can think of my top of hell. The whole crawling on the floor for fucking Keemstar, like, think of that times like a million. Like, you should have to go through absolute hell to have any path back to this fucking show.
I mean, I'll crawl right now, and that's with me fired.
I don't want to see that. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we've seen it before. It's not even funny to me anymore. This time you're gonna have to apologize to me while pinching the head of your dong really hard. Like, to the point you have tears in your eyes. Go ahead, do it. I'll probably find that really funny. I guess Keem's defense of the Mountain Dew thing, it does make sense. I guess it's a step in a direction, but come on, man. You have to give him the tools to fix himself. He has to want to change. Right now, he's only stopping drinking Mountain Dew under the threat of not getting back onto the podcast and paid a couple stacks a month for doing nothing. We will be back to the old Boogie in no time flat. No time flat.
I don't know, Boogie. This is something that we're going to have to think about. I'm going to have to talk with Tommy, Wings. Our audience is going to have to give us like a bunch of suggestions. Like, we would have to see a way better fucking human in order for that path to come back actually fucking happen.
I agree. And this is something me and Desi have talked about quite a bit. And we're going to be making some changes. I will point out again, I will go down in history as having faked cancer, but I still very likely have that cancer, and my doctors are looking for it.
Yeah, the doctors are looking for it, guys. That basically means I have it. You ever had a biopsy? Yeah, that's basically like you had the thing that you were being biopsied for. He still doubles down. Like, it's gonna drive me crazy. He's learned absolutely nothing. Can't you see? Therapy, or maybe possibly jail, is the only way that would turn this around. Probably not jail, as a matter of fact, because all that happens there is criminals learn how to be better criminals. Boogie with a little bit of street smarts, man, there's nothing that he wouldn't do. He'd push an old lady down the stairs for her Social Security. I seen him do it too. I mean, not in this timeline, but a parallel one. Okay.
And so, for those who are wishing it on me, and I'm one of those people, with the colonoscopy, maybe we'll get some good news. Don't count me out yet. Because there's still very much a real chance.
You're literally right now, and this is so insane, but you're like hoping that you have cancer. Just like when you told me on the phone, you are. That's like, what is fucking wrong with you? No, you hope.
I fucking deserve it.
No, you hope that you don't have cancer, Boogie. You hope that you don't have it. That's what you hope for.
This has been I'm not baiting or anything like that. I'm no longer, and I never will be again in this life, I don't think. But it's been very hard to live with this.
I want everybody here to take a note of that. He's not interested in the sewer slide, okay, guys? He's not gonna commit any in Minecraft acts. His mental health, totally normal and fine. I put on a collared shirt. I combed my hair. That means I'm normal and just like you. Please forgive me for lying about cancer. Remember, the cancer was only to defend a meme coin, which a bunch of people got rug pulled over. But deep down, Boogie still thinks that was a really funny video. So really all of it's okay because it started with what he thought was a really funny video. It all just really drives me crazy. I know exactly where it's going. It's a slow motion train wreck. No matter how much I sit here and scream, I have to watch it happen in real time. And I'd like to say it's a tragedy, but he chose this.
Why not just go to the internet at some point in that 2-year span and be like, my doctor's actually confused. Like, I may not have cancer. We're getting another test. Why not say that?
Because this is what would have happened, right? The internet is, most of the people that I've spoken to don't know that I most likely still have cancer, right? They just think I entirely made it up, entirely faked it. I've heard people saying I grifted, I put out like GoFundMes and stuff. None of that's true.
Yeah, lies aren't very fun when they're directed at you, are they, Boogie? Maybe that's some food for thought. Honestly, if he had come out and said like, hey, I made a mistake, that would be so much more forgivable than having it dragged out in the middle of a podcast, or really on a phone call with Coffeezilla, I think is the first time it was mentioned. But now it's all right out here in the open. Your pride wouldn't allow you to make that video that said, hey, I was mistaken. You could take it on the chin like a big boy and deal with the consequences. Instead, you said, maybe if I just never mention it again, I'll never have to deal with the consequences. And that might have been true if you didn't use it as a defense for the crypto scam. But Keemstar keeps mentioning like, oh, mental illness, that's the excuse for everything. He just went into his mental illness panic mode. Who doesn't have one of those? Totally relatable. I say bullshit. I say after this long on the planet, you should probably have some of the kinks worked out. At least some of them. But you're lazy, you're slothful, you'll never put in the work. Notice how Keemstar's get back on the podcast thing isn't like go lose 100 pounds. It's to stop doing something. Because if the challenge was to lose 100 pounds, we'd never see Boogie again. or Keemstar would go back on his word, more likely. Be like, God, where'd my prized Lolcow go? I'm sure he needs to be milked. He's hurting. He hasn't been milked in weeks. Anyway, on with the show.
The reality is, my doctor told me I have cancer. Well, we need to do this test if we want to fully confirm it, but it's pointless to do it because we're going to treat it anyway.
Telling you you had it, or he thinks that's what it is.
In my memory, and again, I am
but he doesn't put it on the portal.
No, that my back pain's not on the portal. Regular polycythemia is not on the portal. There's a bunch of things that are not on that portal that need to be.
I feel like Muta deserves to do a little victory lap, don't you? He asked you about 1 million times and you lied to him.
I tried to be pretty clear that I'm entirely certain that I have this cancer, but yeah, I'll say that when he gets here too. You know,
I do draw the line on the Mountain Dew. Someone in the chat said Keem draws the line. I do, because it's so fucking asinine.
I mean, again, my doctor says I can have a couple a day, and I trust my doctor, but maybe I shouldn't. You know.
I trust my doctor, who told me that I had this thing. He also says I could have a couple Mountain Dews a day. What is that, a couple? A couple liters. 2 2-liter bottles. You see, we just keep upscaling it. So, Muda's about to hop in this call right here. I'll get my wish, probably get to see Boogie melted. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. I don't think Boogie will ever apologize to Muda or to anyone else, but I do think that he'll remain rather docile throughout the thing. He's trying to build bridges. The point at the Boogie cycle that we're in right now is reconnection, okay? He's just a big dumb silly guy, okay? Why wouldn't you let him back into your good graces? Why?
I've prayed a lot in this last week, and it's not been helping. But I think I
prayed
think if I do
to
some
Jesus.
What do you mean you pray to God? You're not religious.
Yeah, I told you a year ago. I found God again. Me and God talk every day. I've told you this. Said it on the show many times.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you do talk to God, but you haven't listened to a fucking word that he said. Come on, man. The pious Boogie. If you do believe in God, you got to know that you're going to hell, right? He's talking about good works and this and that. But when you go to meet Anubis and he puts your heart on the scale next to that feather, you're going to be singing a whole different tune. What do you mean? You worship a different god than Anubis? Okay, weird, but whatever.
I'm not exactly Christian. I don't really subscribe to any particular subset of religion, but I do know there's a God. I do know there's a creator, and I speak with him.
So stupid, Boogie. It's so,
Maybe I need Jesus.
it's
you
so
know,
dumb. I can't.
Neo Didact says this is why you dot your I's and cross your T's when making serious statements. Yes. Time to reach out to low tier God, Chris Chan, and DSP on new terms, on his own terms. Email. Thank you, Neo.
Is he reading super chats? I don't give a shit about that. Only super chats I must sit here and listen to is my own. It's sort of hilarious to me that Boogie's like, yeah, I totally believe in God. You know, I talk to him every day. Like, I don't want to go to his house on Sundays or anything, but like, whatever. I'll hit him up throughout the week and ask him for stuff. I guarantee that's all that Boogie does is ask for things. Do you think he's felt grateful even once in his life? If he felt grateful at some point, he'd be like, what is that sensation? I think I'm having a heart attack. Guaranteed. Okay, skip the super chat shit.
Let me add Destiny now.
I am buying an animal cancer puzzle from Medicare right now.
So, after some whiffling and waffling, we get not Mudahar, but the Wish.com version, which I guess is Destiny. No, I do think Destiny has some good things to say sometime, but he's having a rough week right now, given some of his hot takes. The meltdown is out there for all to see, but I don't cover Destiny, I cover Boogie, so you can dig through that if you want.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing? I heard you're having a
Ooh-woo.
fun week.
I always have fun weeks.
Good. Say what you got to say to me, and then I got maybe a few things I would like to say to you.
Yeah, Boogie's in the driver's seat. You got that, everybody? I might be the one apologizing, but you gotta go first.
The theme of this episode is, will Boogie get fired from the show? We decided he has to get fired. I mean, this is like pretty fucked up. We're trying to think of ways that he can earn his will back and punishments. He's giving the play button to me. It's already being mailed to my house. We're going to put out for auction. That money will go to charity. He bought a Medicare hat. Medicare actually has cancer.
No, I'm getting the puzzle.
He's not allowed. Well, get the hat, because we need to see you with that hat for sure.
Oh, okay.
And then also, what else did we talk about? Mountain Dew. You're never allowed. He's never allowed to drink Mountain Dew again, because that is so fucking unhealthy. And one of the main risks of this disease is that he could have a stroke or heart attack. And he kept saying that and using that for manipulation. But here you are not doing anything about your weight. You're drinking Mountain Dew. So that was another thing.
Yes, a bunch of surface level contritions. He had to buy a puzzle and a hat, and he can't drink any more Mountain Dew. You want to add anything on to that? Yes, time in federal prison. We could go the therapy route, but I think the federal prison route will be a lot more fun for everybody. Put him in there with like a live streaming setup so we can see all the action. That might be a little dark. But also, I don't know, we could be breaking new ground there. It might be the next big thing.
Well, again, I only drink diet, and it's doctor approved. It's 0 calories, but it does have things that could lead, like carcinogens and stuff in it. So that's why we've cut it out.
Carcinogens that cause cancer? It's too easy.
And he did donate $1,000.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
St.
Just to be
Jude.
clear. Just to be clear. That was a lie. Whatever it was said. No doctor is telling you don't drink Mountain Dew diet because it has carcinogens in it.
No.
Are you talking about like aspartame or whatever? Or
I didn't say that. My doctor has approved diet soda. He says it's fine. But because I've read research that says aspartame and all this other stuff, I don't want to complicate it further. I don't even need to be taking caffeine in, which is the whole reason I drank diet soda, was to have caffeine through the day. Why the fuck do I need caffeine? What the fuck am I doing in the day?
I mean, good. That's a flicker of self-awareness. But again, I don't think it goes any deeper than surface level. Also, your doctor's a quack. I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know what sort of insurance you got him through, but maybe it's time to change it up a little bit, huh? Just a thought.
it truly was. The comment at the end of that Coffeezilla video was like, "It's cancer. It always kills you." And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why would a person with cancer say that? There's so many people that are fighting against cancer, that are fighting against cancer, like every day in the United States and the world. That's such an unhinged, crazy thing to say. And that's what triggered me enough to start digging. Like, oh, okay, it's because he doesn't have cancer, which makes sense.
So the crypto scam was your downfall.
Not even, actually. It was just the comment at the end about the cancer. That's the thing that triggered the fuck out of me and made me start digging. That was the only thing that triggered me.
Well, I will be honest. My dad died of cancer. My best friend died of cancer. My aunt died of cancer. Total Biscuit, who I was close with and did a show many times and played games with him, he died of cancer. And so in my experiences, cancer eventually comes back, and cancer eventually gets you. And you should still fight it.
Wait, what do you mean by comes back? What are we talking about?
Most people that go into remission eventually have reoccurrence. That's what happened to my friend Danny. She had breast cancer. They did the double
It
mastectomy.
super depends on the type of cancer, the age of the person, and the type of treatment you seek.
Right.
And even if it could come back, that was just never an attitude that you would want to give somebody that's fighting cancer. That's just a horrible thing to say, and that whole attitude to have. Like
We concluded that Boogie literally wants cancer. Like he likes to be a victim, like online.
Well, no,
he literally wants it.
I think I deserve it at this point. I genuinely do. And
It's so insane.
yeah, if it turns out that I have it, we are doing the colonoscopy still, and then we might end up doing the bone marrow test again. And it
Wait, what is the bone marrow test for?
to verify the polycythemia vera that I'm being treated for the last 2 years.
Destiny, or excuse me,
Wait,
Boogie.
hold on. I'm so sorry.
God.
Wait.
Now we gotta go over this whole shit again? No, I'm not gonna do it. The treatment for polycythemia secondary and polycythemia vera are roughly the same. Boogie's just stupid and hanging on to hope that he didn't lie to everybody. I'm gonna skip over this whole shit.
Yeah, well, before Moody gets started on me, I did want to say, Destiny, I know that this affected you personally, and for that I wanted to apologize.
What?
No, hold on, wait, real quick. It doesn't affect me personally. I've only known people that have cancer. I don't have it personally, so it doesn't affect me that personally. I know what you mean though. But also, secondly, I don't want an apology from you. I don't accept an apology from you.
Okay.
There is no redemption to be seen through me, and there is no virtue in apologizing to me. You can't tell a lie this bad and then run with it for 2 years and then get taken down kicking and screaming, and then at the very end try to apologize for some sort of like redemption or salvation. Whatever.
I'm not looking for redemption or salvation. I just genuinely.
Then I don't even need to hear it. You shouldn't be apologizing to anybody
I'm still
for
gonna
this.
say it
You can
anyway.
publish one online. Yeah, you're saying it for yourself though, not for me. It's just more selfish behavior. You're not doing anything for me by apologizing about lying for 2 years for cancer.
Woo! Let him cook. Destiny really might be a twice-cucked manlet, but that's that's giving him something to prove to the world, you know? He is reading between the lines scarily well right there. I love that. Just let that hang in there for a moment. Drink it in. Also, Mudahar's in the chat now. How about we give Destiny a little rest and let basically the only person that I semi-respect here give their opinion. Or rather, light Boogie up. It's what I've been waiting for this whole time.
You know what? Honestly, I really think like it has to be like a financial apology. Like whatever money he's gotten out of this Lolcow live probably should be put towards like research or
Muda,
paying back the victims of a scam.
Well, Muda, here's what we're doing so far, and
Hold on, just real quick. Whatever Boogie says, it's absolutely not going to have anything to do with giving up money. Guarantee it. But go ahead.
He does get really defensive when it comes to his dollary dues, doesn't he? You haven't realized that it's all fake yet, Boogster? It's a fiat currency. Who gives a shit? But I digress.
It does actually.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
I just donated $1,000 to St. Jude's. Which hurts pretty tremendously. St. Jude's has been held accountable the most. I've raised money for St. Jude's in the past. I think it's a great charity. I've given money to St. Jude's very frequently. They're based out of Memphis. I like that they're in the South, but they also have been found. Destiny, check me on this because I could be wrong, but I've been told that they give almost 100% of the money that you give goes directly to treating children. They're not one of these people that like spends a lot of it on awareness or promotion or any of that bullshit.
Hold on, wait, just a quick thing. If you want to do this with other people, that's fine. I have no interest in the manipulator tactics. That whole like, check this, you can check this and verify this. And
No,
I'm
asking. I'm genuinely asking
no, you don't
if
need to
I'm
ask
wrong.
me. Hold on, you don't need to ask me to verify the authenticity of St. Jude's. I'm sure that information is publicly available. I'm not here to offer you any condolences or to make you feel better or to appease you by asking me nonsense questions like that in order to seek sympathy
It's
or
not a
assurance.
nonsense
That's absolutely
question.
not what I'm.
I'm saying I don't want to accidentally lie anymore. I'm just trying.
What?
Accidentally lie anymore. It was just an all that shit I did before, guys. Just an accident. My bad. I'll try not to do it again. Try not to. It's all in the language, in the words that we choose. And I think Destiny is well tuned into that. He seems quite perceptive here, even if I don't agree with a lot of his views. Although, I guess it is easy to seem like the most perceptive one in the room when you're sitting there with Keemstar and Boogie. Muda could take the crown, but yeah, Wi-Fi issues. What do you want?
Hold on. You didn't accidentally
Wait,
lie
how do you
before.
accidentally
Wait, no,
lie?
stop. Hold on. You didn't accidentally lie before. You intentionally lied.
Oh, they're gonna pin him
Multiple
down
times.
on
You said
it.
you had a confirmed cancer
is
diagnosis. You lied about that.
it is-
You said you were looking at Vera on the document. You lied about that. These were all confirmed lies.
It is.
Okay?
It is my understanding that St. Jude's uses 100% of the money given. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, people will think it's a lie. So I'm just trying to be extra careful. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
fine.
No,
I'm
no,
just saying,
but
what you
we're
just said
backing up
before
to,
about
like, the-
accidentally
yeah.
lying, you weren't accidentally lying. You were. That's why it's called a lie. You can't accidentally lie. That's just called
Well,
being wrong.
in-
You
in-
intentionally lied before.
This is the problem with like lying about the situation too. Literally, like, yeah, like, okay, so you accidentally lie. How malicious does it seem? And everybody in this call will agree. Fucking 6 days ago, you're sitting there like, I'm looking at my portal. It says polycythemia vera. I screenshotted it, and I'm not going to send it to any of you guys. And then, like, literally 72 hours later, you're like, oh wow, it's just not there. This is not like an accidental lie. It is a very malicious lie.
A malicious and twisted web. And as I recall, he dragged his girlfriend into it. He's like, hey, come on the podcast and lie to all these people. And then, whatever, she squeezed out one sentence on camera and ran out of the room. She's not comfortable doing it, but she is not yet sunk to the depths that Boogie has apparently sunk to. I don't know what it's going to take to make you understand that you make the lives of everybody around you worse. Sure, Keemstar's getting some content. Destiny, Muda, they're getting their little bump out of this too. Even me, the last few Boogie videos been some bangers, man. But at what cost? At what cost? It's not just a cryptocurrency scam or a lie about cancer. It's also my high blood pressure. And I've known a lot of people with high blood pressure, so I wouldn't lie about this. Say ambrosia.
Even once you're coming clean, you're still saying that your doctor told you had cancer. And the tweet that you put out after you confessed to be lying about this and you had no confirmation, my doctor is telling me I have cancer. Now, just now, we're finding out your
polycythemia vera is a cancer.
No. That's manipulation right there. You keep saying that your doctor said the word cancer, and that we just found out now he didn't even do that.
I mean, he didn't say you have cancer. He said you have polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer.
Oh God.
Just to be clear, I would be shocked. I also don't think it's true. I would be shocked if a doctor would tell you in technical terms about a particular cancer and not tell you that it's cancer, and then let a patient just go home and discover on their own, oh, fuck, I have cancer. You didn't even tell me. That sounds wild. What's a unique treatment right now that you're taking for polycythemia vera that wouldn't apply to secondary polycythemia?
I don't know.
You're the one that said that you had to pay for all the medications. Didn't you say the cancer treatment was expensive? Well, what is the cancer treatment that you're paying for? What's the unique expensive cancer treatment?
We are doing monthly blood tests, which is expensive.
Blood tests is I do monthly blood tests for STD testing.
Blood test
What are you
wouldn't
talking
be
about?
for- yeah,
Your blood
a
tests
blood
are for
test wouldn't be
anything. What do you
for
mean?
cancer check.
I don't know. They're $70 a pop.
I do blood tests as well. I mean, that's a pretty common.
Okay, so this is so I'm just to be clear, that was another lie. Okay, hold on. I just want to say for people, just for people that's listening, because this is such common.
I do monthly blood tests specifically for this.
You're such a you're a horrible human being. Okay, you're a horrible person.
Fuck yourself.
All right, now things are starting to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is angrier than a narcissist called out on a lie. And you just watched the whole game of cat and mouse unfold. Honestly, beautiful. Honestly, I love to see it. What's the unique treatment for polycythemia vera that wouldn't apply to secondary polycythemia? This blood test that I do. Come on. If you're gonna be a disgusting, lying, inhuman degenerate to this degree, at least have your ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? Do a little research about the thing that you're about to go on a podcast in front of thousands of people and lie about. Is that too much to ask? Probably for Boogie it is.
You're a bad person. You're a horrible, abusive,
fireman in a
manipulative person.
goddamn Trump office. Okay, I'm sorry that I didn't make the choice of fucking. No, I'm
Boogie,
sorry.
it would take-
You
it
get
would take-
so mad. Like,
Yes.
Fucking
Yep,
smear
keep
me.
going.
I
Keep
fucking
going.
smear you.
Keep going.
You mocked a man.
Yeah, you can smear me. I did. Listen,
No, you
and
listen,
20 volunteer firemen wouldn't be able to put out the fire that is your life right now, Boogie.
You listen. I might be a piece of shit. My dad, who died of cancer, also was a fucking volunteer fireman, by the way.
Yeah, my dad, he did all sorts of stuff. I can talk shit about the army because he talked to a recruiter one time. It's amazing how your father provided for you all of these shields before he passed. What a great man he was, Boogie's really flailing here trying to bring up Destiny's drama from this week. But he's so angry he can't even get words out, just being dogpiled by everybody. You sort of do love to see it. All right, Destiny's having a drink. Boogie, hurry up and say the thing.
Okay? And this man was, I believe, a father. I believe was a husband. And he was only exercising his American fucking right to support.
Why are you deflecting to this? Why do you just... Why are you just deflecting to something else entirely? Yeah, you are. You can't even address anything.
What this piece of shit does. What this piece of shit uses his platform to do. This piece of shit.
Thank you.
You know what? I find what Destiny said inflammatory, but this is a clear deflection. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like a lot of Destiny's views. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he's really just needling your ass right down. Poking so many holes in the story. Boogie's got nowhere left to run, so he lashes out with the personal attacks. You said this thing, and I'm gonna smear you right back. How about instead of going on the offensive, trying to smear other people, we continue to work on clearing our own quite tarnished name? Would that be so terribly hard? I guess.
Very common manipulator tactic is to, when you get completely backed into a corner on something, you lie until you can no longer lie anymore. Then once you've been caught, then comes the victimization.
Well, then
you throw yourself under the bus. I did lie. It was so horrible. I'm so sorry. However,
knows the kind of person you are. So
however,
I don't want to say it anyway.
if you
watching this knows that you mocked
everybody
the
knows
fireman who exercised his political right. I don't need a fucking snitch.
And I'm exercising my political right. I can do that as well.
Yeah.
God bless. God bless America.
I value Muda's opinion here. I throw yours in the fucking trash. I don't give a fuck what you think.
That's fine, but I'm the one that blew your whole fake cancer bullshit up. So apparently my opinion is the one that matters at the end of the day here, Boogie. I'm sorry, okay?
Don't worry. Maybe I'll still catch a bullet. I might vote for Trump. Maybe I'll still...
Or maybe you'll shoot at another YouTuber that'll show up at your house, you know? Who knows? Maybe someone in your neighborhood will catch a bullet if the wrong person shows up and starts bullying you. I don't know.
Wow, there's lots of backstory stuff going on here. We've completely lost the plot. It's just going blow for blow. You said this thing I didn't like. But really saying something that you don't like is covered by the First Amendment. Theoretically. There's a few sacred cows out there that will never be wheeled to slaughter, but apparently dead fireman is not among them. The difference here is that Boogie doesn't just use words to state inflammatory things, he uses them to manipulate people into doing things for him. This is evil words versus evil actions. And if I really have to make a choice between the two, I guess I'm gonna go with evil words. Freedom of speech, yeah, it's a thing. I support that. Freedom to grift, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You threaten my life and stand on my property, you will get shot.
Anyway.
What does that have to do with anything related to
that? Gangster Boogie coming out. I'm not allowed to own a firearm, but I still got one in the house. Hello, police? Oh, there. Now he gets the jail time. All right. That was easy.
He's deflecting.
He brought it up. He brought it
He's
up.
deflecting.
I'm not even fat. Look at me. I'm not even fat. Everything I say is a lie. Go ahead.
It's like trying to reason with just a recalcitrant teenager, isn't it? Whatever, Mom. I guess I lie about everything. I'm not even fat then, right? Oh, come now, Boogie. Everybody knows you're fat. A blind man could see that. It's because of the pronunciation of your plosives. Your B's are extra bouncy. How much longer could this go on? Keemstar just fucking walked away. He's like, yeah, let the money print itself. I got all the top spinning. I got to take a leak.
Go ahead. Tell me everything I say is a lie. Go right ahead. I'm not even fat.
Okay.
You got 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes, Destiny. I get 5. Okay? Look, what I did was fucking horrible. 110%. I rushed to the fucking internet to play victim because I was told I have polycythemia vera, which was a form of cancer. And later, my doctor treated me for it, But he told me until we get a test to know for sure, we're going to treat you as if you have it. And I rushed to judgment because I wanted to play the victim. I wanted the fucking attention. It was 2 years ago. It was a shitty thing to fucking do. I did it. I'm a piece of shit.
2 years ago, you were still almost 50. Some might say that's old enough to know better, isn't it? And the fact that you continue to use, well, I guess I'm just a piece of shit, as a deflection, it gets weaker every single time. At this point, that particular shield has worn paper thin.
But there can be 2 pieces of shit here. And there are. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay, no one's denying that.
I'm fucking sorry.
That's
and
fine.
I'm
You're not
do
sorry.
Everything I can to make up.
You're not sorry because you're
Okay,
still
well, cool. Yes,
lying.
again, I'm not even
You're still
fat.
lying,
Nothing I
Boogie.
say.
You're still lying,
Nothing
Boogie.
I say.
No one's talking about you being fat.
Nothing I say.
Boogie.
Everything I say is fat, right? I'm not even fat. I'm not even human. I used to say my name is Steven. Oh shit, my name's not even Steven. Everything I say is a lie. Go fuck yourself.
Yes, a very mature exchange we're having here. I think it really was, like, only destined to completely firebomb. It's been beautifully engineered to explode exactly as one 4D chess master would want it to. And where's the chess master now? Taking a dump. All the pieces are in play. What do I even need to be there for? I guess to maintain some order would be good. Or we just let them scream at each other for another 30 minutes. I don't know.
Okay.
Tell me.
Once you've been caught with a lie, you can't further
any.
anymore. Then eventually, what you have to do is you have to own the lie, and you have to validate the person attacking you as much as possible while seeking assurance on everything in the peripheral, right? So it's like, okay, fine. You caught me on this.
God.
You
Jesus
throw
Christ.
yourself under the
You
bus.
were like-
Victimize yourself as much as possible. Can I
would've
finish a single
thrown-
sentence? Can I
No,
wait?
no,
Can
you
I
can't.
finish?
No, you can't. I want to say,
Okay.
listening to you talk is like you are one of the nerds I would have thrown out of a Magic the
Keemstar,
Gathering
can I
tournament
get?
back in the-
I just need like 1 minute to explain it.
You're like one of those nerds that I would have thrown out of the Magic the Gathering tournament. Hey, look, buddy, we're both at this Magic the Gathering tournament. Just like there could be 2 pieces of shit, there could definitely be 2 nerds. Who's better, who's worse? I'm not one to make such judgments. That's all up to God, who I totally talk to every day now that I got caught up in all this bullshit. Adorable.
And he keep rambling. He's trying to.
20 minutes. You have 20.
I will
Yeah,
play. I'm going to play moderator just
Okay,
so
sure,
we
that's
can
fine.
get a little back and forth. We'll let
Thank
Destiny
God.
go first because he was in the middle of talking. Go ahead.
Sure. So Boogie is saying that he's owning up to everything. He's not. He's just owning up to the things that he absolutely cannot defend anymore because the evidence is overwhelming. However, while he is like throwing himself under the bus there and asking for, you know, like, I want to apologize. I did a bad thing. I really did. He's still lying about every single thing in the peripheral. For instance, his brother tweeted out and staked his reputation. Not that you were being treated for polycythemia, Vera. He said that he wanted to confirm your diagnosis.
Okay.
And he said that you suffered with a debilitating
I'm talking
condition
about
for at least 2 years.
on the
Wait,
show.
You said, so hold on.
And
So
it
there's two
is.
things. So
It
there's
is.
two things.
Boogie,
So there's two
wait.
things. So there's 2 things. He said that he confirmed the diagnosis, not the treatment, and he
Okay.
called the condition debilitating. So then I ask you, okay, you've got a debilitating condition. What
Yes.
treatments are you taking for that? And you said
I started
blood
with
tests
blood
every
tests,
month.
You fucking interrupted me.
I didn't interrupt. Muda here
You
heard
did.
me. Nobody interrupt. You said
Nobody
blood tests. We're like, wait, what else? Just
I get
you
blood
said
tests
I don't
every
know.
month
Boogie,
for
wait.
STDs.
Boogie,
I'm
wait.
a pussy and you
Wait.
didn't.
Boogie,
I'm a
What other?
wait.
pussy
What
and
are?
you didn't.
Just wait.
What other treatments then? What other treatments are you taking for this debilitating condition?
Go ahead, Boogie.
I'm on medications, including a blood thinner, including a heart pill. And these are things that we're doing to make sure that I stay alive while my fucking red blood cell count is through the roof.
These aren't cancer treatments. These are probably treatments that you always. We can see all of the medical conditions listed in that documentary that you did.
Yes.
Just so defeated. Yes, you're right. It's high blood pressure for being a giant fat fuck all these years. You got me. But he won't even say that. Like a petulant teenager. Yeah, whatever. What was he saying when he was still in denial mode a few streams back? He's like, yeah, that's your narrative. Just go with that. Okay, well, the narrative's been laid down pretty flat, so I think we are gonna go with that. Boogie's like, yeah, whatever. My doctor told me. I probably still have it. We're totally gonna do the biopsy soon after they look at my giant battleship of an ass. Cool, great. Looking forward to it.
Who gave you this? Who talked to you about polycythemia vera initially? Who was the first one that brought this up?
The sleep doctor.
Wait. So the sleep doctor
What?
diagnosed you, and then
No,
recommended.
he did
Wait.
not diagnose me.
Wait.
It was already in the blood. So I fucking went to see a doctor. I got a checkup. He told me my red blood cell counts were up. They did another blood test. They put it in my chart. It just so happened that I see my sleep doctor next. It wasn't a phone call. It was a e-visit because it was more convenient to do this. This was during still COVID times, and I didn't like getting out of the fucking house.
So what's changed? Yeah, but Doctor Sleep is a pretty good movie, you know? I think it was a book first, sequel to The Shining. Who cares? Fucking throwaway joke anyways.
This is my goddamn medical records. This is my goddamn medical charts. The day Muda releases his on Twitter and the day that Destiny releases his on Twitter, including all that shit that I don't want in there, then maybe I'll consider it. But
Okay, wait, hold on, wait. I'll do that right now.
When
I
did
just
we-
took an
wait,
STD
what?
test. I just did an STD test like 4 days ago. I didn't publish my results of that. Do you
your
want me to publish my
medical
blood?
records, your medical records, the whole fucking thing.
Boogie, nobody's
All
asking
that
you for
private
all of your,
information.
nobody is asking
Yeah.
you for your entire medical record. What are you
He just
talking about?
did. He just did. He said medical records.
We asked
Okay,
for the
wait.
diagnosis on polycythemia vera. That's
let
it.
me
Wait,
be
wait,
clear.
hold on,
Let's
no,
just
wait.
isolate.
Make Boogie acknowledge that he just told another lie.
What's
Who here is,
fucking wrong?
nobody here is asking you for your entire medical
Keemstar,
record
what
history.
did you just say? Release my medical records.
I did say medical records, but what I meant is just about this.
Obviously. Yeah, we
Just
all
about
know
this. Like, come on.
No, goddamn it! Listen, it'll go to Keemstar and Keemstar only, and I will get my doctor to write this up, and I will fucking send you the entire history of what we've been dealing with,
And I get to share with Muta, who hates your guts, who we know will not leak.
and you'll never get it. Fuck
He's not
that
going to leak it.
I don't give a fuck.
Also, there's a problem too here that at this point,
like him, you can share it with Destiny before you can share it with Muda.
Wait, didn't we say that Destiny's like a giant piece of shit and you respect Muda's opinion more? we just flip-flopped. He sees another out is what it is. He's like, oh, I was totally going to give it to you, but then you said you're going to give it to Muda, and we don't like each other. How about you just come to grips with the fact that you're a compulsive liar? Do something to curb it. Just anything at all. I would see even a single step of forward progress as a victory. And you'll know when it happens too, because the ground will shake. Well, we haven't seen that step quite yet. I don't know that we ever will.
so at this point,
I love how he's like, he respects me more than you, Destiny, but he respects
hates
you
you.
more to show you the medical info, bro.
at this point too, unfortunately, to really confirm this, you would need a call with the doctor because you can't trust anything he shows you. Because remember, Boogie literally not only did Boogie,
why wouldn't that be why wouldn't that be a paid actor then? Right? You'll
Boogie
just
literally
say it's a paid actor.
said. That's a good point, actually. Maybe you should actually get like a copy of his medical license too, or visit him at the hospital. Boogie said that he was looking at a piece of paper. It says it on this piece of paper. That was the lie number one.
Yep.
He called in his girlfriend, okay, or the child he's abducted. Okay, he brought her in and he said, so there's no way you can trust anything he says.
Fuck you, listen to me, you piece of
ahead,
shit.
Boogie.
You refer to my 21-year-old girlfriend as a child again? You. She's a f***ing adult. Go f*** yourself. Go f*** yourself. I'm so sick of that. You know, Mudahar wouldn't even acknowledge she fucking existed at that party. She wanted to fucking meet him. What
Yeah,
the
because
fuck
she
did
was,
that girl ever
you
do?
know how blackout drunk she was. And by the way,
Oh, no,
you
she
were the
remembers
one guy
all of
who
it.
wanted
She
her to take
remembers
more
all of it.
fucking
She
shots.
remembers
And I
all
was
of
the
it,
one
by
guy
the way.
there. I'm like,
She
maybe
remembers all
it's
of
good that she doesn't get more drunk.
Yeah, that was a
yeah,
joke.
she was
That was a
fucking
joke.
blacked
It was
out.
a
That was a
joke.
joke.
Muda,
The
if you
only
knew
person,
anything-
by the way.
Damn, all sorts of new information coming out, huh? Boogie's girlfriend wanted to meet Mudahar. All of a sudden, it makes sense as to why Boogie feels so insecure, so impotent about the whole situation. Why he gets angry so easily. He's over there feeding shot after shot to his child bride, and Mudahar's like, I don't know, man. This doesn't look like it's headed a good way. I think it was Keemstar's party. Maybe Keemstar could confirm any of this? He's probably not going to. And that means to me that Muda's telling the truth about the darkness inside of Boogie.
That was actually a treatment for polycythemia vera, which he diagnosed her with at the party too. So that's why she had to drink more. Okay?
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't acknowledge her. She
when-
was blackout fucking drunk, bro.
That's
Don't
true.
fucking, why would you
She
bring
remembers
that
all
up?
of it. She remembers you not acknowledging her fucking
No,
existence.
but
she
she-
remembers it.
Dear Muda, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. I sent 2 letters back in autumn. You must not have got them. There probably was a problem at the post office or something. If you didn't want to talk to me at Keemstar's party, you didn't have to. But you could have signed an autograph for Dezu. That's my little girlfriend, man. She's only 6 years old. We waited in the blistering cold for you for 4 hours and you just said no. It's pretty shitty, man. You like her fucking idol. She wants to be just like you, man. She likes you more than I do. Boogie's a Mudahar stan. Cool. Me too. We connect on that. I don't think I'd ever bother him in public, because I do realize that shit's really annoying. But it wasn't in public, it was at a party. Maybe he should have said hi or something, but then I predict that Boogie's insecurity would shoot through the roof. Maybe it's better that he didn't.
She remembers it.
Boogie,
And you know what else she
hold on.
fucking remembers? No, let me finish. You know what else she remembers?
God.
Setting in the doctor's office. Oh, sorry. Setting in during an
This
evening.
manipulation tactic coming. Stop.
What's the
Okay.
manipulation?
Let me just say this. Let me just say
Sat
this.
in the room when this man said cancer. She's been in the room.
We don't want to hear that anymore. Listen,
No,
when
no, wait,
Muta,
wait, stop.
when Muta showed
wait,
up,
Boogie,
your
wait, or no, wait,
girl was
Keemstar,
puking.
Keemstar. Hold on, Keemstar. He just lied again, right? You sat in a room and you said cancer. Wait, then why did you have to look it up? If he said cancer, why'd you have to go home and look it up and discover it?
2 years later, she wasn't here for the original diagnosis. She was here for an e-visit fucking 30 days ago where we talked about it again.
Maybe it's time to screen record some of these e-visits, you know? Maybe it's time to put your doctor on blast a little bit. Because if what you're saying is accurate, they're really making you look like an ass. Problem being, I don't think he'd ever put his doctor on blast like that, because then you get sued for slander. I'm surprised he hasn't been already.
When I first thought that it
When
was
he
cancer,
Googled
fucking
it.
the moment he said it.
When he
No,
Googled
no, wait. When he said it or when he Googled it?
When he Googled
When he
it,
Googled it.
because the sleep doctor,
Doctor only said polycythemia vera.
and he Googled it, and then he ran into the internet and made a video saying he had cancer.
Yes.
And his story is
Why
later.
did you Google? Wait. Why did you Google it instead of asking the doctor about it?
Because he's a big dum-dum. He's a stupid yes man. He doesn't want to fucking rock the boat in any way. If he had to take a dump and the toilet seat was down, he'd stand there and shit his pants rather than do anything about it. That's the sort of individual that we're dealing with.
I think I did. I think I was like, what does that mean?
And when you asked him, he didn't tell you that it was a blood cancer? He just
told me-
memed on you?
He did memed on me? What the fuck? He's a doctor.
Yeah, a doctor that would tell you you have fucking cancer. If you ask, what is this
number
thing
one-
that's a blood cancer?
Number one, and I'm gonna be. This is very rude of me here.
Be rude.
This doctor doesn't speak very good English. That's why I don't see him anymore.
Oh, was it Dr. Gupta?
No, I don't think it was an Indian accent.
Wait,
I
hold
don't
on.
believe the
He
accent.
doesn't speak good English. His English is so bad that you couldn't understand what he was like telling you enough, but you could hear him enough to hear polycythemia vera and Google
Yes,
it.
I
With
made
putting it on a piece of
I made
paper.
him repeat it because I'm like, I don't understand what that is. And he goes, well, this is your red blood cell count society. Your red blood, we have to do this.
Dr. Gupta? It's not Dr. Gupta, but then he does the impression, and it sounds like Dr. Gupta. At least Boogie's impression of Dr. Gupta. Mudar's a fucking clown, dude. That's funny.
The red blood cell count society. Okay.
But he,
then that's
but he
what we're
didn't tell you it was cancer. You asked him about it. He
we
didn't
have-
tell you it was cancer.
doing. No, it was my primary doctor that used the word cancer. It's my primary doctor.
Do you think it's possible he still has cancer?
It's possible, yeah, of course. It's even possible that he actually does have polycythemia vera. It's possible, but if he did have it, I think it would be just through sheer luck or stupidity, because he's misrepresented so much of the story up to this
So
point.
what do you think I have? What's your best guess? What have they been?
You have
what have I spent
obesity.
the last 2 years treating?
Obesity, mental illness, narcissism. No, just the cancers, you guys. Your existence is a blight on the world. You are the cancer. Don't ask me what I think you have. I'm gonna give you both barrels. I don't give a fuck.
You've got a lot of red blood cells because you're taking testosterone, which causes an increase of red blood cells.
Well, I haven't taken that for over almost. We quit it for a year because we were afraid it was raising it. It wasn't. So after we found out that it wasn't changing anything, I went back on it, and I've been back on it now for 3-4
You
months.
stopped it a year ago because it wasn't helping, but you said that the condition was improving.
We stopped it for a total of a year, and the numbers did not get much better. It did
When
not
did you-
go away.
When did you stop it?
So I went almost immediately, I guess. I think almost immediately. And then we were off it for a year, and then the numbers were not really changing very much. We didn't get down to like a safe level. So because the heart is a muscle, and testosterone helps your muscles heal themselves, and I have heart problems, he decided that it would be a good idea to go back on it. So I did.
Wow, super cool and fucking interesting, bro. I don't actually care about nailing Boogie down in any more lies, because anything compared to what he's already done, it's small potatoes, isn't it? Also, I'm glad that Boogie said that your heart is a muscle, because that allows me to remind all of you that your heart is a muscle the size of your fist.
Your heart is a muscle the size of your fist. Keep on loving, keep on fighting.
I don't know. I'm sure you might have stopped it and started it to check for the red blood cell count, but I think that the exogenous hormones contribute to it. I think that the sleep apnea contributes to it, because when your blood is deoxygenated, your body will create more red blood cells.
I understand. But going to my sleep doctor, he said I probably don't even need a CPAP machine anymore since I've lost 200 pounds. But I still sleep with it just to be safe. And I'm also doing biphasic sleep. So I sleep in the bed for about 4 to 5 hours, sometimes 4 to 6. And then I do 2 or 3 hours of sitting in my chair because it's good for sleep apnea. You can't, it's really hard to snore when you're reclined. So they recommend sleeping in a recliner, which I do now. I've done so many things that is supposed to improve these symptoms. I do them.
I've done so many things that don't include diet or exercise. As long as it doesn't require me to do anything, you know, if I just gotta take a pill, sit my fat ass in a chair for a few hours, I'm totally capable of that. It's the big lifestyle and mental changes that I seem to have a problem with. Yeah, and you've just accepted that's the way it is. I guess I'm just a piece of shit, you guys. Yeah, I guess you are.
I take the medication.
Why would you, if you don't have sleep apnea, why would you use a CPAP machine?
Because I don't want to die, man. I don't want to fucking die. And so why not take an extra step?
Are you one of these? Can I ask you a question? Do you think you're one of these weirdos that goes to the doctors like constantly and constantly thinks you have illnesses when you don't have them and gets over tested for everything?
That's hypochondriac. That's a hypochondriac. And no, I am certainly very ill.
I've seen you, and Muda can back me up here. You've been extremely for like years, like a couple years ago. Like every day you talked about it. You still went to doctor appointments. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
And that's because he was just using it for sympathy. He's way too prideful. He's way too cowardly. He's way too self-absorbed to ever even consider something like that realistically. He loves his life. Pathetic sham that it is. He's soaking up every minute.
Like I always thought that was weird.
I will be as genuine with the suicide stuff as I can. It's been 5 years since I've talked about it and since I felt that way. But the reason I went through that is twofold. Number one, when somebody's suicidal and they're talking about being, most of the time they don't really want to die. The people that just want to die, put a bullet in their head. I know. It's happened. People I love.
Your dad? Your fireman cancer having dad? Sorry.
So when you're talking about suicide, you're just trying to find hope, man. Suicide happens, and this is, you can Google this, suicide happens when pain outweighs hope.
Yeah, Google it.
And I was in a tremendous amount of pain, and I was losing hope that it was going to get better. So I tried to figure it out, but I kept going to the doctor because I was hopeful. I was hopeful that things would get better. If I knew that I was going to live to this, I'd still choose it too, by the way. I'm so glad I'm still alive. I'm so glad I made the right choice. I'm so glad I fucking
Can we stop the cringe impassioned speeches? Like, you still lie about everything. You lie about literally every single part of your life. You continue to lie about almost everything.
Everything I just...
I love how Boogie's trying to go and like drag people into it. I'm so glad I'm alive. Everything's amazing for me now. And then Destiny just walks in with a pin and like takes the air out of his balloon. Like, hey, can you stop it, Cringe Lord? I don't know that he physically can, as a matter of fact.
I wasn't subtle, and now I am subtle because I said I wasn't subtle, so that's a lie. Right?
Somebody clipped that and put inspirational music to it. That was actually... No,
I'm just saying there are probably people out there watching this right now who are struggling with sexual impulses. And if you're one of them, fucking stick it out. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, stick it out. Toughen up, Buttercup. What are you, some kind of weenie? You want to put a gun in your mouth? I'm sure people go through things a lot more difficult than like, aw, people aren't watching my YouTube videos. Well, fucking do something else then. Leave until the passion comes back. Sad thing is, I don't know that the passion was ever there to begin with. The quality of stuff that he uploads, even uploaded back then, the only reason it has any relevance at all is just because of how early it happened. There was nothing else to compete. It's dramatic hamster or fat man splashing in pool. Take your pick.
You're not. Shut up. Oh my God. It's like, give me a fuck cancer. Give me a fuck cancer, guys. Give me a fuck suicide. My God. You were never. You love yourself way too much to ever kill yourself. Okay. You're way too narcissistic. You would never be. You'd let the world burn to ashes around you before you even considered hurting yourself any more than. That was too mean. But no. Yeah. Like. Jesus.
Hey! I don't self-harm. I don't self-harm.
Whoa.
Okay, well, that was what my joke was going to be. I was saying any more than stuffing your mouth full with a cheeseburger. Like, that's what I was going to say. But yeah, if you want to say, yeah.
Nothing is too mean for Boogie. I want to be very clear about that. You should have slammed that cheeseburger joke right into his face. Probably he'd love it on some level, then he gets to feel like the victim and have a snack. I think Destiny's 100% right. It's essentially what I said a little bit earlier. That's why when me and my wife made that bet about how it's all gonna end for Boogie, I said he'd be too cowardly to do it by his own hand. See, but the slip-up that I made was that I expected it to be in a traditional way by his own hand, not a parade of fast food and fucking cheeseburgers, which I guess still counts. So once Boogie kicks the bucket, I'll owe my wife $1. You guys can hold me to it. Unless I gotta save that money for my cancer treatments. Knock on wood.
It's self-harm, motherfucker. That's why people like me do this. It is a form of self-harm, motherfucker. That's why we do it. If you see a 400-pound man, if you see a 400-pound woman, guess what? They do it because they're self-harming, because there's something wrong in their fucking brains. I'm not talking about if you're a little bit fat like Muda carrying around an extra 20 pounds or whatever. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that eat themselves to fucking death. We do it because something's wrong, dipshit. It's a
I
form
think
of
what's happening, I think you do it because the food tastes really good and exercise.
No, and that's one of the worst parts about it. I don't even like the taste of food anymore.
Honestly, bro.
If you don't like the taste of
Obviously, bro. The lies just never stop with this guy. We get over one and then it's like just deflected into another one. And I'm just so tired. It's not gonna go anywhere. It never does. I'm getting driven up a wall.
food, why drink diet? Why drink diet
Why did you miss it?
instead of just drinking water?
Because it's a form of self-harm. Because I'm destroying
You
my
drink
body.
diet Mountain. You go to the store. You spend money on a drink that you apparently don't like just to hurt yourself.
That
And you try-
yes!
You know, cutting
Yes!
is way cheaper, right?
Thank
Like
you.
one razor blade will last you a lifetime.
I used to cut. I used to cut.
I'm just
I
saying,
don't like it. And you're
Jesus Christ.
encouraging people to cut? Go f yourself. I used
Bro,
to
what are we
cut.
talking
I
about
used
right
to
now?
cut.
I can't
don't
taste
know.
anything,
You're
but I drink
encouraging people to
aspartame
cut.
soft
You're
drinks.
encouraging people to cut their
Jesus
fucking arms.
Christ.
Last I fucking heard, the guy who laughed at fucking Donald Trump's assassination attempt is telling people to cut their fucking arms. Go f yourself.
I'm just saying that it would be a lot
I'm just
cheaper
saying
than
cut
wasting money on
yourself. I'm just
diet
saying cut
Dr.
yourself.
Mountain
I'm
Dew,
just
whatever
saying
the
you
fuck.
your fucking arms
dude.
open. Oh, you want to see that? Hold on. Okay, I'll do it.
Remember that big climactic ending that I told you about like way at the beginning of this video? Yeah, here it comes. But first, maybe we do a little philosophizing about why things turned out this way. Destiny thrives on hate clicks. He'll say the most incendiary thing possible just to get people to interact with it. He just did it with the razor blade joke, he did it with the firefighter thing, and it seems to be working. People simply cannot resist. It's a slow motion train wreck in a slightly different fashion. One's a big fat coal car and the other is a, I don't know, much tinier electric model.
Give me 30 seconds.
No.
Holy, the
Whoa,
next
what is he
era
doing?
of Boogie
Don't-
self-harm.
Oh, God.
No, he's waiting for you to tell him to stop. That's what he's doing. He's waiting.
Well, I'm falling for it. You better not do nothing fucking stupid. I can't
Well, the
believe
only
we
thing-
discovered in this stream that he literally fucking Googled it. No one said the word cancer before he rushed and made that video.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that.
Dude, like he was excited as f- he was like he comes home, he's like, you know that episode of South Park where like Cartman's like, I've got golden teeth.
I gotta get into getting mad.
He's like, I've got this cancer, bro. Now I can fucking make tons of views and I can
Yeah.
Please
hold
do
on,
not do
hold on,
anything with that
Googling
knife.
it.
No,
We don't
no,
think-
no.
Hold on.
No.
No, he wants me to. He told me to, right?
No,
He told me to.
no, no,
He told me
no.
to.
No.
Oh, this is so much better than eating a
Put that away
sandwich.
right now.
So much better than eating a sandwich,
Put
Destiny.
that away right
You
now.
Piece of shit.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. No. 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 Fucking no.
Yeah, your channel will get blasted for that. So, good financial decision there by Keemstar. Boogie coming back with basically the tiniest knife in existence. If you do want to see the knife, I give you a quick screen cap of it. No motion video because indeed, for actions such as this, you can be bent over and fucked very hard. But this was never a situation where he was actually going to do it. I think Muda nailed it down. He's like, yeah, he's just waiting for you to tell him to stop. Everybody to rush to his defense and say, no, Boogie, don't do it. It's okay. Just put the blade down. You can lie to us all again. What a disaster. I'm glad the thing ended the way it did. And how it ended was a big shift from the way that it started, right? We had the contrite Boogie in his polo. And by the end, he's taking his shirt off and pulling out a knife. Yeah, what a wild ride. A wild ride indeed. I hope you guys enjoyed taking it with me. This video is probably going to be hella long. I mean, I will cut some stuff, but you know how it is. A lot of this content just too good to leave on the editing room floor, isn't it? But anywho, I hope you check out the Patreon, the YouTube memberships. Hey, that fourth wall. If you're looking for some ReddX merch, I appreciate it. If you can't afford to do any of those things, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you watching the video, especially if you watched it this far. Always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.